Hey, in this video, I'm going to discuss viewing and acting upon coordinates from a successful AirFlare search using AirFlare Field Console. So this is the search side app that sits on a phone. You may be someone who has a read-only version of AirFlare Field Console downloaded to your phone, in which case you can view the results of a search done by someone else on your team. That might be a dispatcher or a supervisor. You might be someone who has full permissions in the Field Console, which enables your ability to conduct searches yourself. I have a separate video about conducting searches in Field Console. This video really picks up from a search has been done, coordinates have come into your team. You now are using Field Console to view those search results and potentially act upon those by going out to that assistance call, maybe sharing the coordinates to another patroller. So that's where this video takes off. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I am going to start in Web Console. Because I think it's important just to set context, just in case this is the only video you watch, AirFlare training video you watch. I think it's important context to set, just a quick demo of how coordinates get into Field Console to begin with. And then we'll carry on with the rest of the video. So this is AirFlare Web Console. There's two portals into AirFlare Search Tools. This is web accessible, generally accessed via a computer, generally used by dispatchers, supervisors, people at the computer. This Field Console is an app that sits on a phone, generally the phones of personnel working in the field, patrollers, SAR personnel. And as I said before, you can conduct searches via Field Console if you have the appropriate permissions. But generally, this is the portal into AirFlare search tools used by those people who are going to go out and respond to assistance calls. So I'm just going to run a couple of demos, and I'm going to do this out of Web Console just to generate some coordinates into Field Console that we will use for the remainder of this video. The first search that I'm going to do, we're going to respond to an AirFlare subscriber, someone who has AirFlare, the guest side app. So that's this app, AirFlare, the guest side app on their phone. Then we'll conduct a search for someone who does not have and get coordinates back for someone who does not have AirFlare, the guest side app on their phone. Cool. Hi, my name is Aiden. My dad and I are skiing there today, and we got separated a while back. I haven't been able to find him. I'm a little worried. Okay, Aiden, what's your dad's phone number? Entering my phone number, I did pop up in the registry. So this is Dennis, that's me, and I am an AirFlare subscriber. The dispatcher has an initiate search button. Okay, Aiden, that was delivered inside of AirFlare, the guest side app. My phone is doing its thing. The dispatcher knows that the notification was delivered to the phone, asking for the phone's coordinates. There's an email that goes into my inbox saying that I am the subject of a search by this search team. My phone successfully kicked back its coordinates, and those coordinates were returned to the dispatcher, returned to the patrol team. So the thing about the AirFlare app is that anyone who downloads the AirFlare app, they are pre-approving coordinates going back to a search team if they are the subject of a search. So I didn't have to do anything in this phone for coordinates to go back to the patrol team who is looking for me. So we're just going to use these coordinates that were obtained here later on in the video. And in the meantime, I'm going to conduct a new search. Hi, my name is Dennis. I am skiing there today and I need assistance. We're going to pretend that Dennis does not exist in the registry. So Dennis is not an AirFlare subscriber. And what that means is that there is no initiate search button. Hey, Dennis, we're going to go ahead and send you a text message. You're going to receive a text message from our patrol team. When you receive that text message, there will be instructions in there for returning your location. So I'll do the first one, texting back my location. I'm going to go into the positive button here, and I'm going to hit location, and I'm going to send pin. And then I'm going to send that text message. Okay, that text message was sent. And here we should see this flip to reported. So when I sent my location back to patrol, my coordinates were reported. Awesome. So those are the two primary ways that coordinates come into a patrol team. Everything that I just did here in Web Console, if you are a user of Field Console and you have full search permissions, everything that I just did here, you can do in Field Console, and I'll cover that in a separate video. In the meantime, what the dispatcher sees, so the subject, the first subject was an AirFlare subscriber. That's why you see their name. The second search that we did, the subject was not an AirFlare subscriber, and that's why you see their phone number. We send a text message out to this phone. If I open up as a dispatcher, I see the search details. The subject is at these coordinates in degrees, these coordinates in UTM, with a location accuracy, so plus or minus 1 meter or 3 feet, which is pretty darn accurate. And if I scroll down, I can see my subject's location displayed on a map. This is going to be a pretty small red circle, but that shaded red circle, so your subject is at these coordinates inside of that shaded red circle, that's your location accuracy plus or minus 1 meter or 3 feet. And I am, in fact, sitting inside of that red circle. Out into Field Console. So now we have to get those coordinates, that information, out into the field. And the easiest way to get these coordinates out into the field for a patroller or SAR personnel to respond is for that patroller or SAR personnel to have Field Console on their phone. When you open up Field Console, if Field Console has already been open, you may not see the latest search that has been done. If you open Field Console, it'll refresh this page automatically. If Field Console has been open, you want to start from the top and swipe down on that screen. And as I do that, you will see, you will refresh this page. So any searches that have been done while Field Console has been open will refresh. When in doubt, just scroll down, okay? So you're going to see the same thing here on this Field Console home screen that the dispatcher sees here. The top record, Sunday, 11/3/2020, 11/3/2024 at 10:49 a.m. The subject is 805-794-2993. You see green coordinates reported. You simply see a reported icon over here in Web Console. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tap on the record, the search record that I'm interested in, and you will see on the details page essentially the same thing that the dispatcher sees in Web Console. The search is initiated by, the subject is, this was a text message that went out. So this is the cell phone number that the text message went to. These buttons up here, fetch aphid and local aphids, these are relevant to our out of cell service technology, our AirFlare detectors. So you can ignore these buttons unless your organization has a detector. This request location update button also is, this would be available to you if you have search capabilities in AirFlare Field Console. This is essentially just sending an updated location request out to that subject. If you have read-only access, this button will not be active. If you have full search permissions in AirFlare Field Console, I will cover this button in a separate video. Scrolling down, what the dispatcher sees on web console is coordinates in decimal degrees and coordinates in UTM. You see here in field console, these coordinates are here in degrees. If I want to view these coordinates in UTM, I hit the UTM button. There's the coordinates in UTM. So you can toggle back and forth, depending on which coordinates format you prefer. The location accuracy of 1 meter. And then I see displayed on a map the coordinates of that subject. And there's a little tiny plus or minus 1 meter circle buried under there. Your subject essentially is at this location within that 1 meter. Okay. I should go back to the other search that we did, the search previously. This one right here was the first search that we did. It was conducted for an AirFlare subscriber. If I open this from the dispatch computer, I see that the subject name, Dennis Lee, the phone number, and I can see the coordinates. This one is plus or minus 8 meters. And if I scroll down, I like to go into satellite view and I scroll in. That red circle, that faint red circle is plus or minus 8 meters. So your subject is sitting at this location within this red circle. Over here in Field Console, I will go ahead and open up that same record. And I see the same information. The subject name is Dennis Lee. Location in decimal degrees, location in UTM. Over here in Field Console, location in decimal degrees. If I toggle location in UTM, location accuracy 7.6 meters, location accuracy 8 meters, displayed on a map. Your subject is at this location within this red circle. Awesome. So from here, as a patroller in the field, if I want to now navigate out to that subject that needs assistance, from my perspective, the easiest and quickest way of starting navigation is Open Map app. That is going to open those coordinates in your native mapping application. If you are an Android user, you're probably just going to have Google Maps. If you are an iPhone user, an iOS user, we've given you the option of Apple Maps and Google Maps. It seems like a lot of people have just standardized on Google Maps, so we wanted to provide that for you. So I'm going to start over again. Once I open up the search details page, if I click on the Open Map app, I'm going to go ahead and click on Google Maps. That will pop those coordinates into Google Maps. And if I would like to, here's the coordinates right here. If I would like to, I can now just hit directions and I am navigating to my subject. This next button over, open as GPX. If I have Gaia or Avenza or Onyx on my phone, a GPS application, that's what that button does. It allows me to drop those coordinates into one of those GPS applications and use that to navigate out to my lost subject. I have separate videos that take off from here. What is the interface between Field Console and Gaia and Avenza specifically? Okay, so watch those videos if you're a Gaia or Avenza user. And I might potentially want to share coordinates like with a fellow patroller, with another agency like a SAR team, or I might just want to copy these coordinates to a clipboard. So the share button will allow me to do all of that. I can share as a link. I can share the coordinates. If I hit one of these, I most likely want to share like with a text message. If I hit share, I can copy those coordinates to a clipboard. Those coordinates are going to copy into the clipboard in the format selected here. So location here is in UTM. If I copy to clipboard, it's going to copy the location in UTM. If I switch over to degrees, it'll copy the clip to the clipboard via degrees. So if you're going to paste into a GPS application, it's important to know if that GPS application wants degrees or if it can handle UTM. Okay. There is a video that I have titled simply Subject Chat. If there is a chat that is going back and forth between the subject and the team, the patrol team or the search and rescue team, okay, so that just came from patrol asking, "Are you hurt?" I wanted to draw your attention up here to the upper right-hand corner of the search details page. Okay, so we started at the home page, we drilled into the search, and this little button up here on the upper right will be the running list of all of the chats that has gone back and forth from the agency to the subject and back. If you have full permissions to Field Console and you're able to conduct a search, you are also able to engage in chat. If you just have read only in Field Console, you're only able to see the subject chats. And again, that is access from the search details page in the upper right-hand corner. Okay, the last thing that I should probably mention is that well, if you have search permissions in AirFlare Field Console, opening up the search page is this little icon right here, the little person with the magnifying glass, and I will cover searching via Field Console in another video. If you only have read-only permissions, you will not have access to this page, the ability to search. But I did want to draw your attention up here to the little gear icon on the home screen. So we're back at the home screen. If you have standardized on UTM versus degrees, you are able to toggle back and forth here globally. So right now, we are globally in UTM. So all coordinates are displayed in UTM. If my team or myself, if I'm standardized on decimal degrees, I'll just toggle over to decimal degrees. And that will convert everything into decimal degrees. So you can toggle back and forth within individual search records here, or you can globally change those settings here. This button that I pushed. So again, accessing the settings from the little settings menu up here. Lastly, there's a little get updates for all searches and a little information icon here. With this option disabled, you'll only receive push notification updates for searches that you have initiated. When enabled, you'll receive notifications for all of your team's searches. So this is a way of just keeping your phone quiet. If you don't want to receive notifications like subject chats that went back and forth between dispatch and a subject, if you don't want to receive a notification that a new search has been done by dispatch that you may or may not wind up responding to, you can go ahead and disable this get updates for all searches in settings. That'll keep your phone quiet. If you enable this, you're going to get notifications every time something of significance hits AirFlare search tools. A new search that has been done, a subject chat back and forth, you're going to receive all of those notifications to your phone. So that's the high level, that is the tour of AirFlare Field Console. Using AirFlare Field Console to once a search has been done, once you have successful coordinates, how do you access those coordinates? I recommend watching the video on understanding coordinates in AirFlare search tools. And again, if you have full-blown permissions into Field Console, you'll probably want to watch the video on searching using Field Console. And if you are a patroller or SAR personnel in the field and you use a GPS application like Gaia or Avenza, I recommend you watch those videos on your GPS application of choice. Cheers. Have a great day.